Strange Fruit. Strange Fruit is a song focused on the lynching of so-called Black Americans during the Jim Crow era in the South. Initially written by Abel Maripol, aka Lewis Allen, this song didn't gain the spotlight until it was covered by Billie Holiday in 1939. Shortly thereafter, it became a protest song, and she continued to perform this song live despite the resistance from angry antagonists, which played a major part in the expiration of her body in 1959. The particular words from this song being brought to my attention for this download is from verse 3. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here is a strange and bitter crop. Hence, so-called Black people being considered strange fruit in verse 1. In light of the lynching of so-called Black Americans in the South, being compared to fruit that drops from the tree, it is described as unusual and unpleasant. And for this reason, the crows to pluck, the rain to gather, the wind to suck, the sun to rot. So, within the context of the song, when the fruit is strange or unusual and unpleasant, it is worthy of being plucked, gathered, sucked, rotten, and finally drop. And this again was likened to the act of lynching because those so-called Black Americans didn't put themselves in that position. So who really bore the strange fruit internally to manifest their will to carry forth into the physical plane such unusual and unpleasant actions due to their mind being cluttered and disorganized with thoughts that wouldn't allow them to align with the spirit, that which is lovely, pure, and the things that are virtuous. If the lynching of so-called Black Americans in the South, or anywhere for that matter, was considered to be like strange fruit, subject to a very undesirable end, allegorically speaking, how much more the mind that conceived the action to lynch? Is that what someone who is sovereign does? And if so, isn't that the mind dominating the individual? I mean, if such fruit is considered strange and bitter, how much more the mind that brought forth that behavior? Isn't it safe to say that it is for the crows to pluck, the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, and the sun to rot, for the tree to drop? Because here is a strange and bitter sower. Because crops just don't manifest themselves without sowing. Even as a harvest is not without a reaper. So may you get everything that you deserve. And you know what that is. Because what you put your hands to do was governed by a mindset, notwithstanding your conscious or unconscious observation of that. Here's to harvest season, because all will be just. Strange fruit to them that cultivate strange thoughts, and lovely, delicious fruit to them that do the same. That is aligning to pure consciousness. I'm capturing my journey. Feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you get the picture.